What's up, weirdos? Shade Tree Surgeon here, and the time has come. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm heading over to meet up with the boys, and I am going to attempt to take this sketchy-ass HardTail XS650 and ride it 1,000 miles. And I just finished working on it about 6 hours ago. Here goes nothing. One small kick for man, one giant kick for fat dirtbags everywhere. Oh, that would have been really cool if it started on the first one. I swear I've done this before. Holy moly. Well, if I wasn't awake, I'm awake now. Whew. Alright, time to meet up with the boys. Alright, we're over. Fucking Little Miss Sunshine over here is just rolling out of bed.
Little Miss Sunshine. Fuck.
We got Jason's up here. We got Yamaha Gang on the Ducati, the pack horse, and we got Anthony on a shovelhead. That way, you know, I might not be the only one who has a catastrophic failure on the road. And I appreciate you looking out for me like that. 78? No, it literally makes me feel better. There's a shovelhead here, so, you know, when he breaks down, I can just go like fucking Harleys, man. Shit about a Yamaha. All right, this is it. Helmet's on. Let's see if this motherfucker starts. Everyone's making fun of me because I was like, let's do at least 100 miles before our first beer. It's 7 a.m. I'm just saying. Well, here goes nothing. I'm having carburetor issues. It's the last thing I couldn't figure out. But we definitely have enough tools to take it apart and figure things out. I hope. It's a Mikuni VM34. How complicated could it be? The fact that we built this bike in one day and I had 2 days to tinker with it, I'm not surprised that I am on my way to do a 1,000-mile trip and there's something still wrong with the bike. It might be my throttle cable, but luckily we got enough tools to take it apart when we reach camp. And until then, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. It feels good to be going on a trip with Devin, Jason, Dylan, Anthony. Part of the whole reason of doing this is the adversity. We're taking old shitty bikes, well, me and Anthony anyway. Devin isn't old, it's just shitty. And we're trying to take these old crappy bikes really far, but you know, I guess the adversity is just gonna be part of the adventure. That's why it's gonna be fun, but man, I am happy to be out here with my friends. It is Thursday. I feel bad for all you guys going to work. We're going on an adventure. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see all this fog laying out here with the sun, but God, it's fucking beautiful. Gives me that right feeling right down in my plums, knowing that we're going to have some fun early in the morning. God. Okay, get a hold of yourself. We're like 20 miles in right now, so don't get too excited. First gas stop. What do you think? We're like halfway to Alabama. The only thing that's really bothering me is my knee. So Jason says 45 minutes away, there's a place called the Silver Moon Tavern. It's now 9:15, so it was meant to be. Might have found my air leak.
Nope, not 10 millimeter.
All right, let's see here. Did Devin save the day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. First beer stop of the day. Not HardTail friendly. We took in the sights at the Silver Moon Tavern. I didn't bust out the camera because, to be honest, the local flavor didn't look very camera friendly. So let's go ahead and blow this popsicle stand. Oh, I'm sure they were real nice. They were real nice till I pulled a camera out. And they're like, who do you think you are, Hollywood? Look at all this and you say, ain't nobody springing for premium around these parts. Yeah, you're about to get a base tan. Look at him oiled up. Oh my God. Devin Robinshaw. We're sleeping ass to ass tonight, buddy. Well, I think I'm gonna need that little red gas can on the back of Devin's bike soon. I'm running right up on my range and it doesn't look like anything is in sight. Wow, Sunoco to the rescue. All right, we're all hanging out here. Getting pretty hungry, but we haven't stopped for food. We weren't gonna sink down to the level of gas station food, except Devin did.
And chips.
So far, so good. The chopper is nowhere near as uncomfortable as I thought it was going to be. It's definitely not comfortable. It's just not as uncomfortable as I thought it was going to be. My Rockform phone mount and phone case is working like a champ, even with the insane vibrations of this bike. By the way, you can use a code shadetree, 25% off. But even though Devin got his gas station sandwich, we're now in search of food.
I'm actually growing in confidence in my bike right now.
That's right when it gets you. It's lulling you into a false sense of security. I mean, I'm feeling the same way, which is why I think the other shoe's about to drop on me, too. I'm just like, oh, I'll take this thing across the country. You kidding me? Most reliable bike ever made. Still in search of food. We were hoping Perry, Florida could provide, but it's really hard to find a restaurant that also serves beer. Apparently around here, that's a rarity. Casa Grande, here we come. It's got beer in the window, so I think we've come to the right place. Call 911 because we got a taco emergency. So far, so good. Jason ordered a shot of Jim Beam, and they said it's 2 for 1 lunch special. How about you make it a double? That's a lunch special I can get behind. All right, we've had our, is this the second or the third breakdown? I feel like the first one was my bike, which Devin fixed, but now Devin's having to fix his own bike. He's having intermittent problems, having it shut off, and we're hoping a speed sensor that's got a little bit of metal shavings on it, so he's gonna pop that out and see what can make happen. Devin took a while on the crapper, doing a little bit of research, so he thinks he's got it figured. The Harley is not fixed per se, but it's running, and so if something's running, it's fixed, right? Fixed enough, fixed enough. We just pulled into this gas station and I just ran out of gas. Dude, I literally looked down and saw an air bubble. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm glad we stopped, dude. How did I not notice that?
Flip tighten down, isn't it? Because I did the front one.
Wait, no, you leave it. You gotta
send a picture to Flip.
Yeah,
and go,
yeah,
Flip,
yeah,
what the fuck?
80 miles. Well, now I really know how much I can get to a tank. First fucking kick, baby. All right, as far as fixes go, that was pretty easy. Let's try to keep it that way. All right, we tried to go to Scruffy Murphy's, and the place was actually really cool. We're in downtown Columbus right now. Columbus, Alabama. Wait, no, Columbus, Georgia?
It's Alabama, right?
We're in Alabama
Georgia
right now. We're very close. We're
Georgia.
We're straddling it.
Hotels in Alabama.
Unfortunately, they didn't have food, so we're trying somewhere else. All right, well, Picasso's Pizza is still serving. Sitting here on the street in downtown Columbus, and this place is actually pretty cool, man. I'm digging it. Nightlife going on. There's people walking up and down the street. It reminds me a lot of Ybor City. And of course, we're eating pizza, drinking beers, which definitely reminds me of Ybor City. All right, day 2. We made it all the way to Columbus, Georgia / Phoenix, Alabama. But we technically did cross 2 state lines in one day, which makes me happy. Got some minor adjustments to do to the bike. I want to mess with the clutch because it's not disengaging all the way, but so far, so good. There hasn't been a whole lot of things happening wrong with the bike. I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall still, but we might just make it without major incident. Starting out with going to the auto parts store because I neglected to bring oil with me, although I have left quite a bit of oil on the way from Tampa to here on the road. Yeah, precious cargo here. Oh yeah, among other things I didn't bring, spark plugs. This has still got the same spark plugs in from when I got the bike. On our way. Barber, here we come, baby. All right, I gotta settle into my spot and get comfy with my pack. We only got 140 miles left, but we're gonna try to do them hard. Yesterday we kind of took our time, but today we're going for the gold. We want to get to Barber. And the ride through Georgia was absolutely amazing. God, really just beautiful roads on the way up here. Looking forward to the ride in Alabama. I imagine it'll be beautiful as well. I'm still just in shock that a few days ago, the engine to this was lying on the floor of my garage, and a few days later, I've crossed multiple state lines on it. Like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not trying to suck my own dick. It's just kind of crazy. You know why it's here right now? Because, dude, I had to go through hell and high water to get this thing done. I mean, I really stretched myself thin and busted my ass. I had 1 day to do this, 2 days to test it, and the testing it really just like meant driving it to work. And I mean, it sprang an oil leak. I had things break that I had to re-weld. Like, I mean, it was just literally the night before I was welding on this. But you know why we're gonna make it to Barber? Because I told myself it has to. This bike has to make it to Barber. And once you have to do something, well, there ain't no other option, is there? Not exactly HardTail territory over here. Yeah, this probably isn't the best equipment for the job, but that don't make it not fun. This place is absolutely gorgeous. Glad we made the detour. Just riding through this is worth the whole trip. Worth the whole trip. God, this is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I don't know, there's probably people watching right now saying, why would you bother riding a hardtail chopper through all of this? Like, why aren't you on the Ducati? Why aren't you on something that handles? You know, trust me, being on this bike does not detract from any of this. If you really want to know, for me, it actually makes it even better doing it on something that's totally not meant for it. Well, all right, that was the Talladega National Forest. Thank you, Jason, for making us do that. We would have just blasted all the way to Barber and not saw that. I will tell you right now, that was 100% worth the trip. But now, it's time for a beer. Maybe one just a few degrees cooler than that. Talladega is beautiful. Who knew? Oh, people who live in Talladega, I guess. What an absolutely beautiful town. Hell yeah. Dega Brew House, man. We're going to find the right spot no matter where we're at. Man, downtown Talladega. Freaking awesome. I love it. Is it closed? No. Brew House, what happened? What does the sign say? 5? Is this like the only restaurant in town?
I have no idea. It's like, oh, brew house.
Yeah, no, it looks fucking awesome. Dang, I would have loved to come here. It looks great. Look at this freaking building. It's got, like Dylan was saying, it's got to be old as hell. Too bad. It looks like a cool place. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Yes, I know we were at Casa Grande yesterday, but the only place with a beer sign in the window and an open sign, we're gonna go ahead and double down on the Mexican. You know, I might be crying about eating Mexican food twice in a row, but this place actually looks really good, and the beer is cold. Alright guys, last leg of the journey. Finally headed to Barber Vintage. Really can't believe this is happening right now. It feels so good. It feels so good. Whoa, 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 whoa. God. You all right? Oh, holy shit, your rear tire went out. Holy crap, dude. Take a second, man. Take a second. You okay? Like your arm? I saw you hit the handlebars, man. You okay? Like your arm's okay and everything? Damn, dude, that would have hurt real bad, dude. Yeah, that's right. No crashes are good, but they are varying degrees of bad. So we ran up and down the street in this little town looking for a motorcycle shop that was open. There isn't one, even though we're in front of one. It actually says no service available, probably because everybody's closed up to enjoy Barber. We got to get Anthony's bike from where it is to the campground. And luckily, the guys at Dime City Cycles once again to the rescue. So not only do the boys from Dime City just get up here, but they brought beer too. You want to talk about the whole package? Jesus Christ, man. These guys are fucking awesome. How about that shit in the back of the truck? Pardon my sweat. With no ramp, by the way. The guys from Dime City Cycle heave-toed and picked up a 1977, what is it?
Electric Glide.
Electric Glide. Not exactly a ballerina of a motorcycle. Heaved it in the back of this F-350 and are taking us to the campsite. Gems, let me tell you, princes among men. Good folks, saving our bacon today. And guess what? We were 4 miles away from the entrance. See you guys at the campground. Holy mackerel. I cannot believe we got that in the back of the truck. Looks like we might just make it to the campground in time to set up, not have to set up in the dark. think it's out of gas. Fucking A, dude. Fucking A. Are you fucking kidding me, dude, of all the fucking things? I thought you weren't gonna get to use those things, huh? You believe this, we're freaking a couple miles away. What else could happen? Yeah, so much for not setting up in the dark. Who? The guy with the freaking 1.5 gallon tank ran out of gas, okay? Oh God, dude. I need a porta-john and a beer in that fucking order, dude. And I'll take a beer with me to the fucking porta-john. All right. Oh my God. Please. We're like a fucking mile away. We're here. Sort of. We still gotta find the campgrounds. All right, we are officially at Barber. I didn't film last night because we were busy setting up our tents in the pitch black darkness. And then after we set up our tents in the pitch black darkness, we got super drunk. And then eventually the cops came. But none of that was filmed, so that's a story that will never get told. The plan for today is we got to figure out what's going on with Anthony's bike, so we're kind of getting our camp situated here. We're going to head up to see the good folks who saved our bacon at Dime City Cycles, who have their tent out here, and meet some of you guys, see the museum, see some races, and see what Barber's all about. So far, everything we've seen at Barber has been without a sun in the air, so this will be my first time actually seeing it. In the name of science and I'm starving, Jason brought some MREs, and so he's got his jet boil over there, and I'm gonna try freeze-dried beef stew with the water directly out of that jug. So we're really doing it, boys. All right, well, let's try this stuff out. The cover of the package looks a little bit like a Jordan Peele movie. All right, Devin's returned with the monsters. My review on Mountain House freeze-dried beef stew is it was a lot more like beef soup than beef stew, and it pretty much tasted like a cup of noodles. So my man James, since Anthony doesn't have a bike to ride up here, came down and got us in the golf cart. These guys just don't stop. I know I'm like sounds like I'm sucking their dick right now, but I should because they're really helping us out. All right, well, got a makeshift stand over here on the back of the F350. That tire's coming off, man. It's getting fixed. Because here's the thing, you know, someone else might give up, but there's no giving up because that's his ride back. Like, this bike has to make it back to Tampa. There's not another option. Wow, that came out easy. Holy crap. It's harder to get the tire out of my fucking XS than it was to do that one. Nope, there's a big old nail. Aha! Well, hot dog! Dang, dude, there's the culprit. Okay,
I know, out of all the road, I ride over, 3 inches of it.
600 miles. You found that one nail. And talk about other builds that got put together in a very short time frame. Of course, we got For the Bold Anthony's build that he did with Dime City Cycles up here at display. I wish Anthony was here. Pretty cool to have both those bikes hanging out here, though. I dig it. So we couldn't leave without checking out the swap meet. And let me tell you, if you want to buy a weird vintage bike, this is your place. Holy moly. There is everything that you never see for sale up here. Nuts. Especially all these old dirt bikes. These things are so rare, you know, you never see these things for sale. Never see them around. So where else can you just walk out and find a Rickman Triumph Scrambler just hanging out for sale? Boom. 2 CX500 turbos, a bike that I didn't even know existed before today. And you can buy them both for 3,700 bucks. All right, quick gas stop. Quick as in I'm getting quicker at them. This thing is giving me a bear starting. I'm going to try throwing some new plugs in it and see if that helps. But of course, first kick that time. So I got my first glimpse of Barber on my way out to get gas, and it was so beautiful. I was like, man, I gotta turn on my GoPro and get it on the way back in. And I've only seen just a fraction of it. I mean, this whole area is gorgeous. Alabama is fucking beautiful. I mean, wow. What a beautiful place. Really, this part, like outside of Birmingham, is just, oh God, the majesty. So, look at all these bikes up here. That's something you'll see all over the place. And I knew there was a lot of variety of bikes here, but I will tell you, there is almost no Harley Davidsons. I mean, there are Harleys, there are always Harleys, but usually you guys who have gone to bike events know that when you go to a bike event, it's like 90% Harley Davidsons. Here, it's the reverse. And the other bikes are all over the board, man. There's so many vintage two-strokes and just vintage Yamahas and Kawasaki's and Ducatis. It's everything you could imagine. I've never seen so many adventure bikes in one place. I mean, it is just wild. I mean, you look at this, look at these guys. I mean, just nothing but touring and ADV bikes. And what is that guy on? A BMW? I mean, it's really wild. It's something else. And you look at the campgrounds, you can see what I'm talking about. Like, all these crazy freaking bikes. I mean, like I said, there is Harleys, but it's just, man, there's everything. That's the way it should be. Everything. I really dig that. Well, all right, my buddy the Human Tornado, who got us our camping passes, great dude. He's been racing all day today, and he told me that they let you do a parade lap. And this race course is absolutely gorgeous. So we're stopping by to see the guys at Dime City Cycle one more time. I'm going to see if I can't take this ridiculous chopper on a parade lap around Barber Motorsports Park. We'll see what happens. How cool is this? You want to talk about a bike that wasn't made to go on the twisties? I've been taking it on freaking all weekend. Now we're taking it on a freaking race course, baby. Oh man, I'm so glad we did this. Oh, this is so freaking cool. Yamaha XS 650 chopper on the Barber Speedway. It's a race chopper. This is so fucking cool. Of course, you know, we ain't exactly racing, but just getting to ride on it, it's too cool. Oh, dude. I'd give about anything to be able to come out here and race. That would be so awesome. When was the last time a foot clutch hand shift rigid chopper was on this racetrack? Although, knowing the people out here, there's probably been a few. Oh, I'm just like giggling like a little girl, man. This is too fucking cool. I know I've said this a lot, but worth the trip. Worth the trip. Why is there a rigid class? They got a rigid race class? Let me enter. I'm so glad that we went through the extra effort to do that. That was fucking awesome. All right, last day at Barber, and it was so kind as to rain on us. So let's see how many licks it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop this morning. It's filthy, dude. Looks like it's had 50,000 miles and never been cleaned. there we go, leaving Barber. It was awesome. I would totally come back, and I'll tell you, I tried to film what I could, but nothing I put on film could accurately depict what this place was like. Absolutely amazing. Even if you're not going to the Vintage Festival, if you just have a chance to come to Barber in general, oh my God, dude. Absolutely amazing. The museum, I was blown away. I also can't believe the old chopper made it, man. You kidding me? Put together in one day, hardtail, foot clutch chopper, and it made it all the way to Barber. Of course, it's still got to make it all the way back home. And we're about to do some brutal shit, boys and girls. I'm not even going to leave the camera on for this one. We're about to do the whole trip at once. That's probably with the speed we can go with my bike and Anthony's bike. It's going to take us, with gas stops, about 14 hours of riding. So 14 hours on this rigid. It ain't going to be easy, but we'll get her done. It feels good, guys. I met a lot of people here, especially here at Barber, that have been watching me because of the XS650 build, and a lot of people thank me because I show all my mistakes. And to me, I'm like, well, I have to show my mistakes, because if I didn't show my mistakes, I wouldn't have any content. It's nothing but mistakes. And also, on a serious note, like, you gotta overcome this stuff, and you gotta keep on trying, and you're gonna rely on your friends and expert help when you need it, and learn what you can, do what you can, and try again when you fail. And here I am. I fucking made it. I did it. I rode my stupid fucking chopper from Tampa to Barber. And now I gotta ride back. Not a whole lot of glory in riding back, but that's part of it, right, boys? Well, we were making really good time, so we were trying to make it back in one day. Unfortunately, I broke a spoke on the rear tire, and I assume it vibrated against the tube, and I got a flat tire going about 70 miles an hour. So luckily, this is the worst that happened, is we're on the side of the road and not in a hospital. So Dylan's grabbing an extra piece of wood, and we're gonna try and take care of this and get back on the road. Sorry I'm not filming this whole thing, because we've got more important stuff in our mind than video cameras right now, but I'm trying to keep you guys updated. We've got the patch on the tube. We're hanging out, waiting for that glue to set and give it a whirl, see if we can't get this thing back on the road. All right, so here's what we're having to do. We patched the old tube, put it in twice. It didn't hold either time. Went to Tractor Supply Company, got another tube. It doesn't fit, so it has to be modified. But this is the second one we're working on, because we accidentally put a hole in the first one with the tire spoons. So needless to say, this has been a little bit of an adventure, but we're still working on it. Thanks to the help of my very good friends. Thank you, guys. Well, after a very difficult, probably like 6 hours on the side of the road, in which we took the rear tire off, changed the tube probably about 6 times, different tubes, different patches, nothing worked. Eventually, we got the tire to hold enough air with slime for us to get to a hotel, and we're gonna see if we can talk a Yamaha dealership, I mean, it is a Yamaha, into putting a new tube on this bike, because sometimes they won't work on choppers, but we'll see how cool they are here in Alabama. All right, up here at Chattahoochee Harley-Davidson. Funny that this was the closest Harley-Davidson dealership, and also ironic that this is the weekend that John Maxwell is out of town, so we don't get to say what's up to him, but what's up, John? Anyway, hopefully this is the last time we take this freaking wheel off the bike, and I don't know if Brian knows that we're using a scissor jack out here, but thanks, dude, I appreciate it. They're putting a new tube on the tire back there. We're gonna throw it back on the bike. Fingers crossed, we got about 400 miles left back to Tampa. Success! Thank you, Chattahoochee Harley-Davidson, for working on a bike that is most assuredly not a Harley-Davidson, but they got me back on the road. There's a tube in the tire. I went ahead and took the old tube that was actually holding air, full of slime and patches, and we're taking that with us just in case. But we're gonna eat food, and we're gonna hit the road and try today to get the rest of the way to Tampa. All right, y'all, that just about brings us to the end of this very much feature-length episode. I thought about breaking the video up into multiple parts, but I figured one's good enough. So obviously we made it back to Tampa. It was one of the sketchiest rides I've ever done on a motorcycle. When we got back to Florida, it was already starting to get dark, and it literally rained on us while we rode through pitch black back roads
for 6 hours straight. Obviously, since it was dark and raining, I didn't film any of it, so you just have to take my word for it. It was, as we would say, a character building experience. Huge thanks to everybody who's been tuning in for the whole chopper build. If you haven't seen any of me building this chopper, I'll have a link to the playlist down below. It's been a weird, long road getting this thing ready to make this trip, and that it all came down to just a couple of days to finally finish it and make the trip, and then actually made it. Like, it actually made it there and back. It still doesn't even feel real, and I know it's only 1,200 miles, but to me, that was a really big deal. A really, really big deal. Thanks for sticking with me for the whole thing, guys. I had a great time. I want to make more of these videos. I want to take more trips on the chopper. This was without a doubt one of the hardest videos I've ever made. Keeping up with everything while also riding this bike and trying to film all this stuff was really, really a huge challenge. Obviously, I could not have done this without the help of all my amazing friends. Thank you so much to you guys sticking with me on the side of the road. The guys at Dime City helping us out when Anthony's bike was down. Just, like I said, it takes a village. I in no way did this by myself. I had lots and lots and lots of help. And that makes me happy. That makes me feel good that I've got good people in my life to help me out. So, until the next video, keep it weird, y'all.